Alright, this is Mike Mansfield again. Trying to get this camera set up where it's angled right to where you get a good shot of me instead of just the top of my head. Hopefully the phone ain't blocking anything. This is my 4th blog entry, and I took notes this time, so I try to remember everything and not jump from back and forth like I have been doing. You gotta bear with me, I'm new to this. I had a biliopancreatic diversion with a duodenal switch on August the 6th. At 10 a.m. I had to be at the hospital at Salisbury. PRN. Okay. Never mind, just having a brain fart. Okay, I think it's called PMRC is the name of the hospital. The feelings that I had before the surgery, I was nervous. I was really scared. I tried to do a lot of different things to get my mind off of it. Jokes, pictures. I did a couple posing pictures where I was like, it kind of upset my wife a little bit. She was the one taking the pictures. But I was trying to pass some time, before I went back for surgery. Sitting in there, they come in, a woman comes in, an older woman. She's about in mid-60s. And she had to shave my chest, and so now my chest is like from here down below my belly is completely bald. Which I hope it grows back. I have, let me see, I'll show you. I have incisions. They're just the worst one. This one here is the one where they pulled my stomach out. When they did the surgery, they removed 80-some% of my stomach or so, and they had to pull it out through that little opening. So that one's a little bit more tender, a little bit more sore than the other ones. I haven't been on any painkillers for 3 or 4 days. Today is now the 12th. So let me get back into this. So it's 6. This is 6 days after surgery, 7 days after surgery. Tomorrow will be 1 week. This is the Monday after. I was just released from the hospital last night. I'll get into that as I'm going. I'm trying different batteries with this camera. It's not the greatest camera in the world, not the greatest batteries. They only last about 10 minutes. So I'm going to try to make this last, below 10 minutes. If something happens and we get cut off and I'm not quite to the end yet, I will talk about it in my next vlog, in my next video. I'll just make a note of what I was talking about, and I'll finish it up next time I do a vlog, which could be a week or so, an update after I go to the doctor's. Next Monday, I think I go to the doctor's, so, for my surgery follow-up. Okay, more feelings before the surgery. I'm jumping around on it. Okay, after, the time of the surgery, they told me it was going to be between 3 and 4 hours. I went back, I guess about 12:30. It was about 11:30. I went back for the surgery, and they told my wife between 3 or 4 hours, the best thing for her to do is be back to the hospital by 3 o'clock, because her friend Jennifer had come there to stay with her while the surgery was happening. So she had somebody there with her, because it's very scary, because any surgery is dangerous, So they went out and did their thing, had ice cream, which I could kick her in the ass for, but oh well, just kidding. Well, after 4 hours, she was starting to get a little concerned because ain't nobody come out. And then 5 hours went by, and they were still sitting out there waiting, and nobody had still come out. So she was starting to get a little upset, and then 6 hours went by, and I was still in surgery on a 3 to 4 hour surgery. And, the reason why, they come to find out, when they woke me up and everything, my doctor was standing over top of me, and he was like one of the first faces I seen. Was the surgeon, and he told me, he goes, everything went all right. He goes, there was no major complications. He said that mumbled something about my liver. I don't remember. I was so doped up. He said that it took a little bit longer because of that. And come to find out, I asked him the next day. I was like, I know I talked to you twice last night, but I don't remember anything he said. And the next day he told me that my liver was so large that when it covered my stomach, every time they'd move it up out of the way, and I don't know if you've ever fooled a liver before. Liver's like a blob. It wants to do anything. Well, every time they try to sit it up out of the way, it would keep on, when they'd start working on my stomach, it would fall back over my stomach. So they'd have to stop what they were doing, go back and move my liver, and what happened was my liver started bleeding. Getting little tears in it and everything because I'm having to move it. It wasn't really my fault. Yeah, it was my fault that I was overweight and made my liver so big, and I did everything possible to make it shrink, but it was still huge. So, just when you're going in to have surgery or something like that done on your stomach, any of you guys watching this are trying to get ideas, stick to the liquid diet. I mean, I did 100%. It helps shrink your liver down, and I also dieted really crazy for 6 months beforehand, and he said he could only imagine how big my liver was before that, so I had shrunk it. It just made things a lot harder. Plus, I'm a good-sized guy. My weight at the hospital, I'm not sure exactly what it was, but I think it said I was 452, where the week prior to it, I was 442, and I had gone on a liquid diet, and on that liquid diet, they had taken me off my blood thinner, water thinners, Lasix, to get the water out of the system. So I think I gained 10 or 11 pounds in the week that I was on the liquid diet, which wasn't good either. But it's all water weight, so I'll lose that really quickly. My blood pressure at time of surgery was 140 over like 97 or something like that before surgery. It wasn't 2 hours after surgery they took my blood pressure, and I swear to God, my blood pressure was 90 over 73, and it stayed 90 over 73, 98 over 62. It stayed low. I mean, a good low since the surgery. As soon as I had the surgery, my blood pressure went down, stayed down. I don't know why I connected, but that's the way it works. Waking up on the drugs, I stayed on drugs. Oh my God. The first 48 hours, I pushed that button. They had that button, and I had her timed. I had it timed every 15 minutes. At 8 o'clock, I'd hit the button. 8:15, I'd hit that button. 8:30, I'd hit that button. And I knew they were replacing a little vial in there every, at least twice a day, because I was hitting it as much as I could hit it. And then they took me off of it. Okay, they took me off of the painkiller on Wednesday. Okay, and then I started complaining about pain. I was like, I'm